family members to, tell their stories about them and their person came to be, if they felt comfortable doing so. And I received some very, very sweet stories that I cannot wait to read to everyone. Last night, yesterday was Saturday evening, today's Sunday, the day of the Super Bowl. When you're watching this will be on Valentine's Day. But me and Chris, my partner, got to go watch the marriage of one of our very good friends to her new husband, and it was very sweet. It was a beautiful evening. We laughed and danced the night away, and it was amazing. And also, fun fact, this outfit that I have on right now is actually the outfit that I wore on me and Chris's third first date. Yes, the third first date, but I will explain that more at the end when I tell our story. But yes, this was the exact shirt. The jeans are different because dad bod is in full effect, so I can't fit the jeans I first wore, but we made do, so it's a cute little mesh floral moment. But without further ado, let's get into some of these sweet, sweet, sweet stories. Okay, and the first one reads, so everything started when I bought the wrong headphones for my PS4. It was 2019 and a very warm autumn without COVID in it. I felt like to buy a new headphones to hear the voices in the game, but the entry of headphones was not compatible with my controller. It was compatible with PC. So I put it to a website where you can sell stuff, and I tried to sell it. Months went by, and one day my phone rang, and it was a notification from that website. Someone wants to know the deal and buy it. The notification said, I was really happy because at least someone will buy it. And then I sold the headphones to a very handsome guy who is my husband right now. It is not funny or chaotic or anything. It is just special, and I have never heard someone who met their significant other in the way that I did. That is very cute, and I also don't think I've heard that story, so you have a very unique and special bond, and I'm very happy for you and your very handsome husband. Thank you for sharing. The next one reads, one day in 2019, he messaged me on Facebook, and I simply ignored it. And about a week later, he messaged me on Instagram. We didn't know each other, but we had mutual friends, and my mom always told me, if someone is taking the time out of their day to say hi to you, you at least can tell them hi back. So I responded to his Instagram message, and we just talked back and forth for a few weeks. Then a concert came into our city where we would both be at, so we decided to meet there. It was at an amphitheater, and we both had lawn tickets, and there had to be about 8,000 plus people in the lawn. He called me trying to find where I was at, but I couldn't hear because it was so loud, and I couldn't even begin to see where he was because there were just so many people. Lo and behold, we were actually like 10 feet away from each other the whole time. He came up and gave me a hug, and we immediately kicked it off. Haven't been apart since. Happy Valentine's Day. That is amazing. I've been to my fair share of concerts, so I know how crazy that can be. But look, fate literally brought you together. I'm very happy for y'all, and I thank you so much for sharing your story. That was beautiful. Okay. The next story reads, I met my fiance while we were both working at the Home Depot about 7 years ago. I clearly remember seeing him for the very first time and thinking he was cute and definitely my type, but he was probably already with someone. Something actually happening between us never crossed my mind. I mean, for real, hit me up. But thank you so much for sharing your story. That was beautiful. Okay. The next one reads, we technically first met in 5th grade. Yikes. But the mullet that Matt was sporting kept Evelyn at a safe distance. Fast forward 4 years, and as high schoolers, we found ourselves with less unfortunate haircuts, save for Evelyn's brief run-in with front bangs. And through shared classes, we came to be great friends. After 2 years in the friend zone, Matt asked Evelyn to be his girlfriend in late 2010. We couldn't wait to spend the rest of our lives together. So naturally, we waited 9 more years before getting engaged on December 23rd, 2019. Jokes aside, the timing felt perfect to us both. We've seen each other through the highs and the lows of high school, college, medical school, and now planning, canceling, and replanning our wedding. And we're eager to take on the rest of life's adventures as a married couple. Y'all are like about to make me tear up. I love. This is beautiful. She actually copied that from her wedding website, so we like get a little first-hand sneak peek. Evelyn, gonna be waiting on that call for the invitation to the wedding. Congratulations. Thank you for sharing. The next one reads, I met my now husband on Tinder in 2015 when the app was actually for dating and not screwing around. I know that's right. Our first major date was unplanned. My older brother had canceled a movie night on me, and I was kind of complaining to the Tinder guy. He politely asked, since you have a free night, do you want to meet up? I said yes, of course, and we hiked and looked at the stars until 4 a.m. It was very sweet, and I felt comfortable the entire time. 7 years later, and he's still my man. I'm always thankful for my brother. Canceled on me that night. See, sometimes lifelong love can come out of, last minute cancellations. Always gotta look at the positive and make the most of it. Thank you so much for sharing that. That is beautiful. Okay, here we go. The next one reads, friends for 6 or 7 years. We always had significant others, but in the fall of 2015, we were both single. So we went on a date and did trivia at a bar, and I knew immediately I was no longer interested in being single. I was totally smitten. We hugged at the end of the night. Second date, he made me lasagna, and I gave it up that night. Pasta's the way to my heart too. Let me tell you, we've been together ever since, still eating lasagna and banking, but not always in that order. We were 33 and 35, and now we're in our 40s. Life's too short. Eat lasagna, have sex, be nice to each other. It works for us. I'm excited to see what you make of all of our stories. Thank you so much. That is hilarious. I'm glad y'all's intimacy is still jumping and bumping and popping off. We love to see it. Intimacy is very important, people. Make sure that you and your partner are engaging in lots of that. You know what I mean? All right. The next one reads, oh, thank you for sharing your story, by the way. The next one reads, I met my fiance 2 years ago on Hinge, and we had our first date at a terrible Mexican restaurant. The food was bad. That's unfortunate because I love Mexican food. We walked around after and got ice cream and didn't want to go home. I kissed him before we split for the night. Turns out I was his first kiss. He had never had a girlfriend before and had just that month decided he was in a good place to try dating. As a serial dater myself, I was mind blown. After 3 months of getting to know each other, we quickly fell in love and moved in together. December of 2021, he proposed, and I'm so happy to be planning a wedding and the rest of our lives together. I wish I had an adorable meet cute to share, but it was just the Hinge algorithm. Nothing wrong with dating apps as very happy for you and your fiance, and hit me up for the wedding. I'll be there. Okay. This one is short and sweet. It says, met at the beginning of the pandemic at a park and had to walk 6 feet apart with masks. First dates are already awkward, and now we had to stand this far apart with masks. Hey, if it brought you together, it brought you together. That is all that matters. Congrats to you and your loved one, and thank you so much for sharing your story. Let's see, we have a couple of more. I just gotta peruse through the pages. Okay, this one reads, my now husband and I talked on Tinder for a while, but it didn't go anywhere really. A few weeks later, he showed up to a friend's house at the end of our D&D session. What is D&D? Someone let me know in the comments. I immediately made an excuse and left because I was so intimidated. He looked cute AF. I immediately made an excuse to leave. He showed up the next week at the same time as me, and by the end of the night we kissed. We just celebrated our 4th anniversary. Oh, that is amazing. Congratulations. See, sometimes the people you are intimidated by are just as much into you as you are into them. But let's see. We have one more here. I met my live-together boyfriend of 5 years at a pro-science environmentalist rally in Los Angeles. My little brother and I were going, and he told his coworker who asked to come along. We all carpooled to the event. My boyfriend later told me that my BF later told me he was smitten with no nonsense sassy attitude immediately. He asked for my Instagram handle, and I thought he was just a young blonde snack and nothing more. But when he ended up having the nerve to go out a couple of weeks after that, just he and I, he turned out to be a very smart and genuine guy. Immediate connection in a sea of vapidity I had been experiencing in LA. No games, we have been together since that day, and I believe we both become such better people together. That's beautiful. I've heard the dating scene in LA is pretty trash. I wouldn't know. I've only visited a few times, but I have heard that. But I'm so happy for you and your man, and I'm wishing y'all many, many more years. So now I guess I will share my story. So I mentioned that this is the outfit I wore on our 3rd first date because me and Chris actually met on a dating app. You know, we keep it real here at Teal Fam. Called Grindr. If you don't know, look it up with caution. But kind of like one of the other people mentioned, you know what, let's not even go there. Let's just keep it real. We met on Grindr. We chatted for a little bit, not too much. At the time, I had just went through a very, very nasty breakup, and I was still processing everything that had happened. And, you know, we would chat back and forth from time to time, but nothing really came out of it. And then one night, we were both, he had like hit me up and told me he was going to be at a nightclub that I was also going to be at that night. So I met him at the nightclub. You know, we had a great time. We danced, whatever, went on about our evenings. And then the next morning, he asked if I wanted to go view the manatees. So obviously I live here in Florida, and during the winter time, the manatees will go to more like shallow, warmer water, and you can go see them. So we went and saw the manatees, and then he took me to lunch at a Chinese temple. It's very cool. I had no idea. Like, it was a very, very cute, like, first date, if you will. I don't know. I was still kind of like going through it with my ex, so I like wasn't really in the place. But, you know, I thought he was very nice, and after that we just kind of stopped talking. Started to date other people. we had went out to a nightclub another night and hung out, but I was also still kind of in like this weird situation with an ex. So we went out that night, then we kind of stopped talking again after that, and then a couple of years went by, and it was the day before Valentine's Day, and he sent me a message and he was like, hey, I'm gonna be childless, would you want to go, grab brunch and get something to eat and a couple of mimosas? And I was single, I wasn't doing anything, so I was like, sure. But it was, as friends, well, at least I thought it was as friends. He knew what he was doing, but we'll get there in a moment. So he picked this really cute restaurant. It's very Instagrammable. It has like a bathtub that you can sit in, and it has like foliage all around it. It's a very cute, like perfect Instagram restaurant. So I wore like a very Instagrammable outfit. I was like, let me get cute. I had on my my Gucci sunglasses. Just thought I was killing the game. So we meet each other at the restaurant. He shows up with a rose. It's very cute. We take pictures. Like, we met this other couple. They took some pictures for us. We took some pictures for them. And then, we sat down. We had a couple of mimosas. We ate. And then he had to go because he had to go pick up packs from the grandparents' house. And so I went back home, whatnot, and then he invited me over later that day to make cookies with him and Bax, and we just hung out. And then we continued to hang out on the weekends, and we would go grab dinner, try new restaurants, go out to a bar, just hanging out type stuff. I really don't know how else to put it. And then things started to get progressively more serious, and I started telling, my mother about him and my friends. And then one of my really good friends has a daughter around the same age as Bax, and so we got them together, and my friend was like, you better date this guy. Like, I know good people when I meet them. He's good people, he's handsome, I can tell he genuinely cares for you. And I was hesitant because I had been through a couple of like crazy relationships, so I just thought I didn't know how to date, or that there was something wrong with me, and I just didn't want to end up in another tumultuous situation. But we continued to hang out, and we eventually became official. And over time we ended up moving in together, and here we are. We'll talk about marriage later, but 2023. Anyway, so that was our story. Thank you so much, everyone who shared. If you didn't catch the post and you would like to share, please leave it down in the comments below. I would still love to read your stories. And until the next time, enjoy the rest of your Valentine's Day, and I will talk to you in the next video. Y'all take care. Besos.